Hey everyone, it's Grady from SUBOVERLAND, and in this video I'll be doing a quick tour of my 85 Blazer. Let's get right into it. So this is an 85 K5 Blazer. It might be an 86. We'll go with 85 for now. It's 85 or 86. It's hard to keep track of all these rigs. But I've had this for a couple years now, and I just can't get myself to get rid of it. I usually don't keep cars for long, just in general, throughout my life. I usually will fix them up and then sell them and go to the next one, but for some reason this one's just kind of sticking along. My kids love it. My wife likes it all right. So it's fun because it's a Blazer, so you can take the top off. So it's usually summers and things. I never have the top on, and I don't drive it very much during the winter. Really, I store it during the winter, and it's kind of like a summer car. But I picked it up, like I said, a couple years ago, and I've just slowly been fixing little things, and it was already a good daily when I bought it, but the paint needed buffed, and then a bunch of other things. So I'll kind of go over some of the things that I've done. But you'll notice headlights here. These are LED headlights, and they're bright. They're definitely bright, so better than the originals for sure. And then, like I said, we buffed it out, so the paint looks just so much better. And then I switched out tires, so these are 33 12.5 15s, and it's a stock suspension, so you can put 33s on these Blazers stock. I don't rub or anything when I turn or off-road, so it's I like how it sits right now. 35s would be cool maybe at some point, but 33s is a great tire for these. And a really rare thing about this one is that it is the 6.2 diesel Blazer. So these are just rare in general, and then having a civilian one versus like the Army ones is extra rare. So usually the 6.2s were found in like the Army Blazers, if you've seen those. And that one, they had like, I don't know, 15 more pound-feet of torque, or 20. So the engine was a little bit more powerful than the civilian ones, like this one. And then I think they had a G80 standard or some sort of locker. I forgot exactly which one it was, but yeah. But this is just, it's a 5-seater and has the 6.2 naturally aspirated diesel, so it's slow. If you haven't driven one of these, you haven't lived, I guess. They're slow. It's probably one of the slowest cars you'll ever drive. And I just kind of putt around, and they get good fuel economy, so you can get around 15 to 20 miles per gallon, sometimes even more. So I really like it. It's just fun to drive. It's not going to win any races ever at all, no matter what you do to it. It has a 700 R4 transmission, so it has the overdrive, and 10-bolt front and rear end, and then the transfer case. I think these are a 205. Yeah, I love this thing. It's fun to drive, and I've done injectors on it. We did a steering box. We redid the suspension, and then we did these tires. Tires are General Grabber ATX, and I love these tires. They're quiet. They're really good in the snow. I've driven this thing in some pretty nasty snow just here locally and up in the mountains, and it does really well. I love these tires. And like I said, they're a 33, 12.5, 15. The wheels are just some aftermarket, probably like 90s aluminum. I would love to find some original ones, like my spare. It has a full-size spare also, but just slowly going away at it. Shocks on these, on the old square bodies, I usually go with KYB. This is a gas adjust, so it's kind of mid-range. They have a Mono Max gas adjust, and then the Excel G, I think, is the lowest grade. But these do great. This has a dual front shock system like some did in the 80s, so it has 4 shocks in the front, 2 in the rear, and then steering stabilizer that we replaced, and then we got it aligned, and that's about it for maintenance. And then we also just changed all the fluids pretty much to turn this into what we call our base package. I replaced both batteries. Having a diesel, especially starting these things in the winter, I've never had a problem, but this one was starting to get a little slow, and the batteries were mismatched and old, and so we just replaced them with good solid batteries. And like you can see, a bunch of leaks. These 6.2s, they like to leak. That's the fuel filter, if you're wondering, right there. And then yeah, we just I did new injectors. Probably didn't have to, but these are super cheap to work on, so I just decided to do it. It was fun. And changed all the fluids. Here's an example of how it would sound running. If you don't know much about diesels, modern day diesels, the engine itself are very quiet compared to something of this era. Now people put big old 6-inch pipe and make them super loud, but as far as like engine noise, you don't really get this. I love how these things sound. It's a V8 6.2, and so people always were like, man, that sounds like a gas, but when you hear the exhaust. But this this diesel rumble, you just don't get it anymore. It's got dual exhaust here. Someone put that on. I didn't, but sounds pretty good. Here's the interior on this thing. The seats were replaced and the front carpet. Someone put a carpet kit and redid the seats, so they're in really good shape. I've just been slowly trying to, I need to get this trim. There's just a bunch of little, things. The dash is all cracked. I want to repaint that. There's just a bunch of little things that I would love to do with the interior. Headliner is coming down here. Yes, it does have that sunroof. That was not factory. That was pretty big back in the 80s. And then back here I've got my car seats, and so I usually put my 3 kids back here, and then you have all this room back here, which is awesome. Tailgate comes down. Got the full-size spare right there. So that pretty much concludes this video, and again, this is my 85 or 86 Blazer. I need to get that down, but this has just been a fun rig. I like these square bodies. We don't really do much of the square body Suburban here at SUBOVERLAND anymore, but I like keeping on this thing. Who knows, maybe someday I'll sell it, but it's a 6.2, it's a diesel, so it's rare and it's just fun. So cars are fun, and when you can use them for a lot of different purposes, like this one, my little mini truck, they make it even easier to keep around, and when the kids love it, it's hard to get rid of it. But anyway, thanks for watching this video, and if you haven't subscribed, please do, and we'll catch you on the next one.